Hi Capricorn, this is your 2025 year ahead reading. I'm so excited to get into this month by month, but before that I want to take a bird's eye view, kind of look at the year ahead with 3 cards to start, to kind of just see what like the overall main theme or message or blessing or kind of focal point is, if you know what I mean. And let's do that by pulling 3 cards to start before taking this card by card. Major arcana cards in the tarot are much more about like soul growth. 2 of Cups, a big year for love and romance, partnership, or even friendship this year, personal relationships, harmony within those, understanding, a pact, a promise, a vow. But anyway, like I was saying, major arcana cards are more so about soul growth. So if you do see major arcana cards littered in this spread, I will clear them up with another deck. If you want to go deeper into your year ahead, into December 2024 and January 2025, I should say, I'm going to link those monthly readings down below. Okay, let's go. Oh, Temperance card. So, I mean, with this beautiful love heart around them, I just want to cover Temperance's nudity, because I know that YouTube can be a bit funny about that. Okay, so some of your relationships with yourself and mainly with somebody important in your life are reaching new heights this year. Starting with 3 cards just to see what the overall theme or point of focus is for you this year, Capricorn. The Ace of Swords, Judgment, and the 5 of Coins. Well, you really know where your blessings are this year, and I mean, it becomes so clear to you in what ways you are blessed. You know, the angel wings of the Temperance card, we're seeing more angel wings come through, and to me that's just a symbol of protection, ascension, being blessed, being enveloped in well-being and fortitude and chance and hope and all of those really good things. You really understand your blessings this year, because I actually see your eyes being majorly opened here, not just because Judgment card is also called awakening in many cards, because the 5 of Coins, you see things for what they are. You see the discrepancies in the world, and you see how other people may not have as much as you have, or where other people are even just emotionally or psychologically unwilling to, Judgment card, face up to their stuff, and you're just so thankful that you have the courage to do that, whether it's this year or already been done. The yes that you're waiting on, the affirmation, the clarity and the breakthrough. I think 2025 Ace of Swords is a really promising, or at least hopeful, affirmative year for that. The Judgment card, anything you've been afraid to do, anything that's been some way holding you back, or something that you haven't committed to yet, or you haven't reached yet, or you've been wanting to do but you've struggled to really make that happen. The Judgment card tells me that you're going to have this kind of like, I guess like force coming from within you, usually, to absolutely make sure that you make the necessary changes for the rebirth or second chance or awakening or reckoning that occurs for you in 2025. With all that being said, we might see those cards again, and then we'll kind of know when that might happen this year. 9 of Coins. But like, I think as you're watching this, you know, love, money, the big things, you know, love and money. That's what you seem to care about. Love, money, and in what ways you can be proud of yourself, or what you can show for yourself, is really at the forefront of your mind. Well, let's see what the tarot has in store. Start of the year, Knight of Coins in Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Coins in the month of January. February, you've got the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Wands in March, the Queen of Wands in May, the King of Wands, or Queen of Wands is April, King of Wands is May. Beautiful partnership. I mean, hello. Four of Swords in June. Let's shuffle these cards up a bit just to see the Queen and King of Wands coming out side by side like this. Whether it's your business partnership, your marriage, your committed relationship, you know, that team or that associate, like that really important person that you make magic happen with. When we see wand energy, we're talking about like gold. We're talking about like brilliance and like just a power team or power couple. Oh, wow, I'm really excited to see how that unfolds for you for April and May. Now let's see the other half of the year. No major arcana cards yet. Let's see what comes through in the second half of the year. July, the Four of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Seven of Cups. The Star card is our first major arcana card coming through, not until November, and December with the Queen of Swords. I'll clear another couple up as I need to. Okay, bird's eye view, what have we got here? We have got a lot of determination, seeing things through, some sort of luxury of time, luxury of making changes after you I really think you like bring something home this year. Okay, so let's break this down now card by card. January is off to not a slow start, but a luxurious, spacious, and at your own pace kind of a month. A great month for kind of just processing or being with or being still. This is a slow energy. It's still very efficient in its own way. It's just taking things at a pace that doesn't feel rushed, doesn't feel urgent. There's a lot of trust in January, and also it is just a great month for, like, you know, the kind of admin, you know, maybe you need to get your taxes prepared and all of those kind of things that make your world go round, you know, the kind of the details that go on behind the scenes. But physically it feels like, you know, you might be really wanting to continue to work on your health. You might be healing, you might be trying a more holistic approach potentially. You might be spending much more time outdoors, and I actually think you're kind of making a plan for how you're going to be outside more and where you're going to be when you're out in nature more, and all of those things are coming up for me in this reading. What did we have at the start? We had, oh yeah, Ace of Swords, Judgment, and the Five of Coins. Okay. Okay, so the Seven of Swords is coming through now in the month of February, and I feel like this is very much about, I guess, like, February seems to zip by really quickly for you, and I want to pull a card to clear the Seven of Swords up, because I think that you're trying to keep something. Oh, that's not even the Seven of Swords. My bad. That's the Six of Swords. Okay, now I do want to clear this up. Okay, so the Six of Swords, that suggests that there is some sort of movement or travel. Okay, so January, February, it seems like you're on the move, actually literally going somewhere, commuting, and maybe like the last week of January or the beginning of February, like you actually do take a trip or have to drive somewhere, take a boat, or just like get yourself, it seems like, from one place to another in a bigger way. The Queen of Swords is coming through again, so the Mother of Swords now has shown up twice. So for those of you who are in some sort of a like administrative role, who are in like the kind of production, writing, publishing, who might be in fields surrounding, like, you know, languages, communication, exhibition, like showcasing, branding, marketing, and kind of like making things beautiful, right? Curation. It seems like you've got a focus at the beginning of the year. Some of you might even be traveling for work or displaying this in other locations. And part of this sort of January, February journey for you is actually linked to something that happens much later in the year, all the way in December. So some of you start a project or goal that actually doesn't come full circle all the way to the end of the year, okay? Or you're rewarded then, or you know, you have something that you want to achieve and it begins in January, February. It starts slow, really kind of gets into the flow of it, and you kind of get moving on it and feel good about it in February. It does look like it reaches like this kind of like, oh my God, what have I done in March? Like, this is an energy of heavy duty, hard work, hard effort, but it also comes with something you've been waiting on for a really long time. Whether it is what seems to be slow, but then starting to move January into February, whether or not it's literally to do with that same storyline, this is something that could be where now you're like, you know, you're at the end of that project or a big piece of that project. To me, this is also very much about March just being a time of like, you really needing to push yourself just that extra mile. The end is in sight and you have been waiting a really long time on this and you keep making headway. Sometimes it does feel like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. I get that, but that's just the nature of what it is that you are striving towards, and you're going to make it, Capricorn, okay? Of course, you, if any sign, is going to be able to make this happen. But it's a great, I don't want to jump all the way to December yet, but January, February, jumping to December in a way, are really like important months for your career and your professional advancement this year. And if there's been any like weird vibe between you and anybody that you're in business with, or like you've come up with in your field professionally throughout the years or throughout the era or seasons of your working life, I really feel like there's like a lot of healing energy, or like I feel like you meet and you just get along again and it's all good, and it's literally like, this is telling me it's like water under the bridge, and there's no sort of there's not as much tension anymore, and you know, you don't have time for anything like tension anyway, or because you know you've got your work cut out for you in March, okay? And you've been so long with this, so it's not something that you just pick up and it's really hard. Like, this is something you knew what you were getting into, and you're at the final stages of it in March. If not April, May, June, July, August, September, in September, March, you're like, okay, September is my absolute deadline with how much I'm carrying. I've got to hire somebody by September, or I've got to be able to share the load, or I've got to be able to see a more clear pit stop for myself. And in March, you really make that call and put something into place that almost like guarantees that, locks that in. And then come September, you're like, thank goodness I did that, because now this is still busy, hectic, full and saturated, but I can really handle it, rather than this kind of like backbreaking energy. I'm definitely going to pull another card because of course April and May are linked for you with the Queen of Wands and King of Wands. This could be when you sign that life-changing contract. This could be when you make that vow. This could be when you commit to this person or to this dream. But there's a dynamic partnership, there's a power duo, or there's a force to be reckoned with. Queen and King of Wands, maybe you're just completely in flow with the universe and in flow with, or in kind of like working in tandem with your yin and your yang, and you trust, but you also make things happen for yourself. You surrender and you go with the flow and you wait patiently, and at the same time you still have like a plan in place or a strategy. It's cool. The Emperor coming through. Okay, so yeah, I mean, the Emperor is about personal power, dominion, rulership. So I feel like you've got your own personal little slice of the world, the kingdom going on here, King and Queen of Wands. You've found what it is that's important to you. It couldn't be better. It works perfectly, or just as well. And even when it doesn't work perfectly, that's somewhat of the enjoyment in it, or the kind of challenge that keeps you going. Or makes it all worth fighting for. There's something that really sets your soul alive, and I'm really happy for you to kind of get this achievement in the bag almost in April and May, working with another and alone. I mean, that's what's coming through. It's like the yin and the yang. Like you kind of have to just like be this whole spectrum almost, but it works really well. Queen of Wands, King of Wands, I mean, these could be really just like people that you admire coming into your world, or you're working with people that you know this would have been your wildest dream, like, or this is a time of the year, April and May, where professionally and personally, that's what I mean. It's like your professional life, your family life, your career, your relationships versus your own personal goals. It's all flowing together. It doesn't clash. It's in harmony. It actually they inspire each other. You could be dealing with an Aries energy, although Aries season is well underway for the most part of April. And together this is an energy for Aries. So whether or not you're dealing with an Aries, whether you're a Capricorn with a lot of Aries in your chart, Aries is about pioneering. It's about action, bravery, courage. It's about confidence, and you definitely are no wallflower in April and May. I mean, you're on display, a lot of visibility, and maybe some responsible risk taking in business or investments or in your personal life. The Judgment card that came through in your overview, Capricorn, was about you having to be very fearless and to really take on this rebirth that's been building for you for a while. So maybe April and May is really the time to have the courage to do that. 2 4s coming up in June and July, therefore, and 4 of Swords, 4 of Wands. Well, 4 energy in tarot will probably represent a slowing down period during the summer, and this is welcome because A, you need your rest, and B, it's kind of somewhat of a foundation that's being built for you. And sometimes in that stagnant energy we can say, I'm bored, or what's happening, why are things slow? That's more of an invitation to trust in, trust that something else is in the pipeline, or trust that something is unseen at this time for you, and trust that everything happens for you in the right way at the right time. And the 4 of Swords and the 4 of Wands is just here to give you what you need, the stability, the mental rest and recuperation, the sleep. I mean, the restoration. Maybe that sounds a little bit boring. I don't know, Capricorn. You won't be bored of rest, or you will probably be craving rest in March. Or even the first half of the year. You really enjoy it though. You enjoy what you're doing in like the most maximum way in April and May, meeting really influential people or helpful people, warm people, magic people, kind of like people with the Midas touch, and they're a reflection of you. And that's so happy and enjoyable, very sociable. And I think come June, it's only reasonable that you should be resting and taking some time out of your busy schedule or life itself just to take it easy and recuperate. Now, July is more about restoration and slowing down, but in a celebration kind of way. We're thinking like vacation, we're thinking family, we're thinking getting together and hosting. There's also some sort of a door or window that's opening for you in the month of July. So you could be turning the keys to a new place, a new office, a new location. Something could be opening in your area and you want to be part of it. Community, it's a sense of belonging. This is like the parks or a park pass or a block party. There's community here, there's celebration, there's festivities, festivals, and it's just like you feeling like, I'm resting, I'm not pushing myself too hard, but I'm not bored, I'm not restless. Like, you just feel like really stable, well rested, but also like this is fun and like togetherness. It's like a good time basically. And then in August we've got the 7 of Coins. I guess like continuing still to take your time. This is like the financial side of the year, or the reading rather. Financially, King of Coins is here at the bottom of the deck in this reading. Okay, so financially now, you're starting to look at your long-term investments in the month of August, and you're actually really at peace with where you are. There's probably something guaranteed for you, or there's probably something fail-safe that's emerging now. Although maybe you can't touch it or spend it or use it in the way that you might fantasize or dream of doing one day, it feels really good to know that this is almost like a safety net or some sort of a guarantee, something that like you can take your time with, something that's like, yeah, I guess some sort of a, for want of a better word, like a pension or something that like you've poured into this and now it will pay off. Maybe not today, this trust, this bond, this investment, maybe not today or tomorrow, you say to yourself in August, but it's rest assured, and it feels really good to not have to worry about that anymore, or to just have that kind of like somewhat of a safety net. And I like that for you. The other side of that is just like some impatience could be building now, because you've been playing harder, resting harder, not working as much, not hustling as much. You've just kind of been enjoying the harvest, and you're enjoying a social life and maybe many weddings or events or sort of things taking place between June and July. You might be just getting a little restless and impatient come August. Not to worry, you won't be in that situation for long, because like I mentioned, in September you're like, thank goodness I did that in March. Maybe that was providing yourself some sort of a safety net, not only financially, but just in terms of like your time and your resources and things like that, or building that skill, or taking care of yourself, or taking care of that really important thing, you know, that thing. Nine of Wands in September is very much about like, look at what I've done. Like, I'm so glad that I hustled. Wasn't it hard? Yes, it was. But at the same time, like, you're on this like beautiful ladder now where you're not at the very top. There's always room for improvement and growth, and you can really, you enjoy that. Like, you enjoy that rising to the challenge and seeing where you're going to go. And it also adds like an element of excitement in September that like you don't have it completely figured out yet, but it looks like it's going in a direction that makes sense to you, at least. Seven of Cups. So in October, I'm going to clear this up. I mean, the Seven of Cups is quite a confusing card at times. It can be like a little disorientating. The fact that November and December is like extremely clarifying, like that Ace of Swords that came up in the first 3-card pull that we saw earlier. It's interesting to me that quite a disorientating or distorted energy even comes through in the month of October. There's not really a whole lot I can say about that until I clear it up, because at its essence, the Seven of Cups isn't meant to be clear. Maybe we don't know what choice to make. Maybe all of the choices seem a little strange. The Seven of Wands in reversal. There is an uneasy energy, and that comes through, I guess, like emotionally you feel that something is weird. You don't know why either. Sevens, like the Seven of Wands and Seven of Cups, they are actually cards of progress, and it just comes with a little challenge. October tells me that there's more than one challenge in the air around then, more than one challenge to overcome, more than one issue to solve or troubleshoot. But come the month of November, the Star card, well, I mean, that's a really healing, fortifying month of the year. So November is really when some sort of a dream comes true for you. And Ace of Swords, we saw that coming through at the beginning of your reading. So that's probably when you get that big yes, or that breakthrough that happens for you in November. And then December is kind of tied into basically what we talked about in January and February, where you're just really clear on your purpose, your mission. The Ace of Swords, like this person here in the Queen of Swords, it's like breakthrough energy. It's like lightning strikes and all becomes clear, your purpose, your vision. and it's a yes. Okay, so you get a big yes at the end of the year. Well, Capricorn, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you want to go deeper on January 2025 or December 2024, I'll leave that link below. But for now, that's it.